nearlydanish.com.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Mock test 11. All right, so before we start, I just wanted to do a bit of an explanation of how this test goes. Usually I have more than one slide, but I only have one slide today. So the test is a combination, it's 45 questions, okay? 35 of those questions come from the learning material, so they're history questions. Then 5 questions are current affairs, which come from events that happen in the media. And then there's 5 Danish values questions. So we're going to focus on the questions that are from the learning material. So 35 questions. What you're looking at is a graph that depicts the number of new questions per test for that session. So for instance, here, it starts with summer 2019. So this was the time I took the test. I took the test in summer 2019. And oh, by the way, like I said, please, if you ask me questions during the session, I'm not going to be able to answer you because it's distracting for everybody else. Anyways, so summer 2019, how did I pass the test? All I did was practice with all the previous tests. So on the day of the exam, out of 35 questions, 29 of them were in all the previous tests. And there were only 6 new questions. Okay? In winter 2019, the test was even easier. 31 of the questions had shown up in previous tests. So if you had practiced with just the previous test, you would have passed. But as you can see, things start changing. Summer 2021 was the easiest test, and it had one of the highest pass rates. Winter 2021, things changed dramatically. There were 20 frequently asked questions and 15 new questions. A lot of people failed this. A lot of people failed this, and a whole lot of people failed this one as well. Okay? And then summer 2023, 14 new questions, and winter 2023, there were 13 new questions. Okay, so the number of new questions dropped a bit. However, winter 2023 was had one of the lowest pass rates. So 35% of people that took the test passed it. So about 65% of people that took the test failed it. Why? It's because of the Danish value. So a lot of people they made mistakes. So if you fail more than one question in Danish values, you will fail the test. Okay? However, it's also getting a bit sketchy, a bit more difficult because of the number of new questions. Now, how do you solve this problem? Okay? How do you solve this problem? That's what we're going to talk about now. The secret sauce to passing the test is this. Get familiar with the questions. Okay? So on nearlydanish.com, I have gone through the whole book, each section of the book, and each subsection. So each chapter, each section in each chapter, and each subsection in each chapter, I've gone through paragraph by paragraph, and I've created questions. Okay? It says, make sure you go through all the quizzes more than once until you are consistently scoring 80% and above. Then rinse and repeat. I highly recommend that you read the book. I know it's boring. We only have 28 days to go. Read the book at least once or twice. Reading the book becomes easier as you go through the quizzes, and vice versa. So when you're reading the book, the quizzes are easier. As you're doing the quizzes, reading the book becomes easier because it helps you focus your mind. In the end, you'll be surprised that you know more about Denmark than your home country. I'm speaking from experience here. This is exactly what happened to me. And this is what's happened to a whole bunch of people that went through this process. For the new people here, I will just show you what nearlydanish.com is. Okay? Nearlydanish.com is this website. When you get here, it says some things. Scroll down. Now, if you're participating in this Kahoot session for the first time, you don't have a profile. Okay? Now, after this session, you will have a profile because I will create your profile for you and import your scores to the site. How do you find that profile? You go to nearlydanish.com, scroll down, look under the section that says Kahoot. Okay? Click on, there's two ways you can do it. The easiest way to do is click on sessions. Okay? When you click on sessions, you'll see the session that we just did, which is mock test 11. The last time we did mock test 10. You click on the session and your name is going to be in this list. Okay? So for instance, we'll click on Adi Claudio and you will see all the work that needs to be done. So this website is actually built based on this principle. And on your profile, you will see each chapter. You'll see frequently asked questions, Danish values, current affairs, all the mock tests that we've taken before, previous exams for both INDFØDSRETSPRØVEN and Mellemborgerskabsprøven. And when you click on it, you will see quizzes for each section and subsection. Okay? And it'll tell you how many times you need to do the test or do the quiz. So I increased the number of reps to 8. Adi Claudio has done this 7 times. So he's repeated this quiz 7 times. So basically, all the information here is stuck in his head. And I remember Adi Claudio when he first came, he wasn't doing too well. Now the guy is hitting number 1 all the time. As a matter of fact, he's number 4 overall. The second way to find your name is to click on all players. Okay? And you have this list. Now you're going to have to search. In this case, I'll search for Bogdan. Again, he's my favorite guy to use as an example. And I'll click on his name and it'll take you to the same profile. And you'll see if you got any questions incorrect, it's going to show up. This is an error. Ignore that. And like I said, you see this. Now, if you want to challenge yourself, we have 28 days. There's the 14-day challenge. Okay? So you can cover all the quizzes in 14 days. So on day 1, you just come in here. You can choose whatever day is your day 1. Come in here and finish all these quizzes 8 times. Do the same for day 2, day 3, day 4. Okay? That would be all the quizzes from the book. But you still have to do these other ones that are not from the book. The frequently asked questions, Danish values, current affairs, mock test, previous exams for both tests. Okay? I hope that made sense. All right, we're moving on. Okay, so there has been some people have asked. Anyways, you guys do this. So should I split the quizzes in capital 5 or should I leave them as is? All right, so 65% of people voted yes. And 35 voted no. So I will split them, okay? All right, so that's it. So in the coming week, I will be cutting each of those quizzes into part 1 and part 2. All right. So now we're moving on to the main course for the evening. I hope that explanation I gave made some kind of sense. If not, please feel free to ask. right. So the question is, if I split them, do you lose the progress? No, you don't. You just have to do, it again if you want to cover it, right? It's essentially the same thing. I'm just making them smaller so that it's easier to consume. All right. Question is, how often are there elections, the regional elections? And it's every 4 years. So the formula for this is 445. This is a frequently asked question. So this is one of those questions that you must know the answer to. All right, moving on to the next one. All right, you guys are doing really well. This is also an FAQ. So each law proposal has to be debated at least 3 times before it is either accepted or rejected. This also goes for the law proposal where hopefully your name will be on. So when you're about to become a citizen, your name goes on a list. That list is put forward as a law proposal by the Minister for Integration. And that list is debated. And when it's passed into law, you become a citizen. So that's just an example of this, a concrete example of what this is. If you're not doing, anyways, this is also a frequently asked question. If you're not doing well on the frequently asked questions, we don't have that much time. You need to step up the work. We only have 28 days to go. You can still do it. Like I said, there's a 14-day plan on the website. Follow that plan, put in the work, and you will be successful. All right, next one. All right, you guys are doing really well. This is also a frequently asked question. So I can see a pattern where when it's a frequently asked question, the majority of you get this right. And this is good. For the people that are not doing well, the people that are failing these, all your mistakes are going to show up on your profile on the website and you can fix them. Okay, moving on to the next one. All right, so Adi Claudio is now back at the top. We have, actually now move on. I'm not going to do the commentary until we've done a significant number of questions. This is a brand new question from chapter 6. And if you haven't practiced, you're not going to know the answer to this. So this is going to show some weak spots. So let's see how it goes. All right, like I said, this is a weak spot. Remember what I said. That graph I just showed you just illustrates this type of thing. Imagine that this was a real test. Imagine that this was the actual test on the 29th, right? Look at the number of people that got this wrong. You got 97 people that got this wrong. You can avoid this by doing those quizzes on the website and reading the book. So the point of these sessions is you come here and make your mistakes so that on the day of the test, you don't have to make these types of mistakes, okay? All right, so the top 5 has been completely reshuffled except Adi Claudio. Ranier is the highest climber, up 67 places.
Great job.
For the people that don't know,
now you know what you don't know.
Abby said it. Moving on to the next one. All right.
Great job.
Only 27 people got this wrong. Fix that knowledge gap. 9 players lost their answer streak of 4. Also brand new. All right, so at least more people got this correct. How many people got this wrong? So 54 people. Well, now you know what you don't know.
Now you know what you don't know.
Fix it. 29 players reached an answer streak of 6. You've seen this before. It's an FAQ. Round of applause. All right, so for the people that got this wrong, it will show up in your profile and you can fix it. Right, we have Adi Claudio at number 1, Dangol 2, Nids 3, Tosia 4, and Dolo 5. All these names are familiar. So well done to you guys.
Great job.
3 players lost their answer streak of 6. Semi-frequently asked question. All right, 24 Bureaurat and 2 Landsrat and 1 Hooggerechtsraad. So 1 Supreme Court. 17 people got this wrong. Fix it. It will show up on your profile. All right. I'm sure I sound like a broken record, but it's necessary. Okay. So for people that have been practicing with us since February, you've heard me say a whole bunch of this stuff, but I'm repeating and repeating and repeating because that's how the brain works. Okay. This is a combo breaker. 3 players dropped their answer streak of 3. On to the next one. FAQ. All right, 30 people got this wrong. This is a frequently asked question. There's a very high probability that this question is going to show up on the next test. So if you got this wrong, please get it right the next time. All right, DH is moving up a notch. I've seen this before as well. Right, so the first public pension law was passed in 1956. 23 people got this wrong.
Now you know what you don't know.
We have a static top 5.
Static top 5.
22 players have reached an answer streak of 10.
Excellent.
Next one. This is tricky. You have to know the precise date. All right, so this is a very, very weak spot for you guys. So the context here is in the 1500s, when the Protestant ideas came to Denmark, the king saw that as an opportunity to take over the church. Before that, the power in the country was shared between the king, the nobles, and the Catholic Church. So it was a political move. The king took over the church and took over all the church's land and concentrated power in himself. And that's how come the king is the head of the church always. So the king or the queen, the monarch basically, is always the head of the church. And that's the reason why the monarch does not have religious freedom like everybody else in the country. And of course, a civil war broke out in Denmark between the Catholics and the Protestants, and the Protestants actually won, and the king kept his power. So that's the context for this question. All right, moving on to the next one. For the people that got that wrong,
Now you know what you don't know.
Jonas is making a comeback with 3 in a row.
Oh my! He's on fire!
But then what happened in 1536? Can't remember, man. But just check the book. Search 1536 in the book and you see it. Okay. 2009. So there's what do they call this? The law on how to inherit the throne was changed in 2009. So in 1953, Grundloven was changed to allow females to inherit the throne. However, that was only if I think if the female had a younger brother, he could inherit the throne over her. But in 2009, that changed. So it was always, I think, the eldest child, regardless of whether it was a man or a woman, that could inherit the throne. All right. How many people got this wrong? 11. Well, now you know what you don't know.
Now you know what you don't know.
You guys did well in that. Adi Claudio said he was talking to his wife, made a mistake, and now he's out. Dangol is holding number 1, Nids number 2, Gio number 3, Angela number 4, and DP number 5. 14 players just hits an answer streak of 12.
Great job.
Next one. Right, so there's a summer break. So the politicians take a summer break, the members of parliament. And then Folketing opens again on the first Tuesday in October. How many people got this wrong? 52. Most of you got this right. Round of applause to you guys. And like Borja said, it was explained at the Folketing visit that we had on Saturday. I will be organizing another one, so please come if you would like. On to the next one. Okay. Not much to say here. FAQ, frequently asked question. Ninth of April 1940, that was the date that the Germans invaded and occupied Denmark. 21 people got that wrong. Please get it right next time. It's an FAQ. We have a static top 5.
Static top 5.
Next one.
Uh-oh.
All right, almost 200 years. So with this one, you'd have to know the exact dates, and then you'd have to do the math. So 1661 was the year that the king basically became the absolute ruler. So it was the absolute monarchy. And then 1849 was the year that Grönland was created, and it became a constitutional monarchy. And then obviously you just subtract those and you get your answer. All right, we got 45 people got this wrong. We still have a static top 5. Wumi has a streak with 15 correct answers in a row. That's a perfect score.
Perfect score.
And she's on fire.
She's on fire.
Next one. All right, so to be eligible to be voted into parliament, you have to be a Danish citizen, at least 18 years old, and you have to live within the Danish Commonwealth. So within the Rigsfællesskab, so Denmark, Faroe Islands, or Greenland. So for the 3 people that got this wrong, now you know what you don't know. This is an FAQ.
Now you know what you don't know.
Get it right next time. We have a static top 5.
Static top 5.
Anjum is making a comeback with 3 in a row.
Oh my! He's on fire!
Next one. All right, 1989, Denmark was the first country to give people of the same gender the right to enter a registered partnership and live as spouses. So we have 40 people got this wrong. This is not so frequently asked, but I think it's shown up one time. But anyways, now you know what you don't know. Fix it. It will show up on your profile. Can't remember who was number 2, but the person fell out. Theo Best is back with an answer streak of 3.
Oh my! He's on fire!
Geo number 2, SS3, DP4, and Angela 5. So everybody that was in the top 5 except Dangol fell out. All right, we've got 28 questions to go. So we're almost halfway through. All right, most of you got this right. 18 people got it wrong. You have a static top 5.
Static top 5.
AK is making a comeback with 3 in a row.
Excellent.
Next one. Seen this before. Well, let's see. If everyone gets this right, we'll have an explosion. Hopefully it happens. Let's see. We were close. You have to be 18 years old to buy cigarettes in Denmark, and you also have to be 18 to buy strong spirits. So things like rum and vodka and stuff like that. However, you have to be 16 to buy wine and beer. All right, on to the next one. All right, so Gio has 19 correct answers in a row. That's a perfect score.
Perfect score.
And he's on fire.
Oh my! He's on fire!
Next one. This is a brand new question from chapter 5. This is under arts and sculptures. So Jacques-Francois Joseph Salis was a French sculptor that created the equestrian statue of Frederick V. This is a brand new question, and this just illustrates that if you haven't practiced, and you haven't accustomed yourself to the questions that never shown up before, these types of things can happen in the test. So please make the effort and go through those quizzes over and over again. So if questions like this show up, you get it right. On to the next one. Someone fell out. I think it was SS. Angela took their spot. DI is now in the top 5. That JMO is the highest climber, up 20 places. Wow.
Wow!
Well done.
Great job.
We are at the halfway point. We've seen this before. All right, so a minister does not have to be a member of parliament. There's been examples of ministers that were appointed and they were not members of parliament. One of them was Tommy Allers. I can't remember what government that was, but I do remember him because I remember seeing his name on a poster somewhere. But anyways, 20 people got this wrong. This is a frequently asked question, so please get it right next time. Static top 5.
Static top 5.
HK is back with an answer streak of 3.
Oh my! He's on fire!
Next one.
Uh-oh.
Let's see how you guys doing this. All right. He didn't make it out of the 1800s. Okay, so 35 people got this wrong. That's an FAQ. Get it right next time. DI moved up a notch. 5 players reached an answer streak of 9.
Great job.
All right, 1872. So this was a part of Arbeiderbevægelsen. Slightly frequently asked question. You need to know the answer to this. How many people got this wrong? 58. Yeah, today is actually Labor Day. Yeah, moving on to the next one. Get it right next time. Duke is in. Next one. right, so this is the Freedom of Information Act. Everybody has the right to the documents, to see the information in the documents of the public authorities. Information from the public authorities. 26 people got this wrong, not too bad. Well, now you know what you don't know.
Now you know what you don't know.
This is an FAQ. Actually, it's really good seeing that when it's an FAQ, a lot of people get it right. So round of applause to you guys. And Nair is now in. I think Duke fell out. Loon is back in the game, 3 in a row.
Excellent.
FAQ as well. All right, P.S. Koya, one of the well-known Skayan painters, and there were 2 others. The last name is Anchor, can't remember the first names, but there were a couple. 33 people got this wrong. Please get it right next time.
Now you know what you don't know.
Next one. All right, we got Dangle, Gio, Di, Angela, and Nair. AVM is back with an answer streak of 3.
Great job.
Next one. Yes, and Anchor and Michael Anchor. Talked about this a whole bunch of times, man. So I hope majority of you get this right. Yes, so she was education minister, the first female minister appointed by Torvalds Downing. She was a social democrat, and she was education minister. She was appointed in 1924. They could ask about any one of those facts I just rattled out. In this case, they're asking about what ministry she was leading. Sometimes they ask who she is. Sometimes they ask what year she was appointed. All right, moving on to the next one. Static top 5.
Static top 5.
FAQ as well. All right. So Stallman's bundle was a law that basically was put forward by the king to make it to secure cheap labor for the landowners. And the law stated that if you were born in a place, you couldn't leave that place until you were at least 40 years old. And in that way, the landowners could secure cheap labor. All right, so we have 28 people got this wrong. This is a frequently asked question, so please get it right next time. All right, 6 players reached an answer streak of 10. On to the next one. We saw this in the previous Kahoot, I think, on Sunday. The structure reform of 2007. So this was when the counties were changed to regions, and the 5 regions were created, and the number of communes were reduced to 98. And also the state took over collection of taxes from the commune, amongst other things. So 36 people got this wrong. On to the next one. Okay, so someone says I was too fast and didn't read the answers. All right. Well, I don't know if you've heard me say this. Please do not make that mistake when you're in the test. I repeat, please do not make that mistake when you are in the test. The test is not a Kahoot. You do not gain points for speed. You only gain points for accuracy. So read the question slowly. Read the answer slowly. Go ahead and answer. Do not be in a hurry. Okay? Take your time. And when you are done, do not panic and change your answers, because that's how a lot of people fail. So don't do it. Make sure you get it right the first time. All right, we have a static top 5.
Static top 5.
Next one. I put you guys under a bit more pressure than you would have in the test. I can only give you 20 seconds to answer the questions. However, in the test, you actually have 1 whole minute per question. All right, so this is a frequently asked question. This is 1920, when Denmark reunited with Sønderjylland. And they lost Sønderjylland when they lost the Second Schleswig War in 1864. All right, DI is gunning for the number 1 spot. Now at number 2, we have Dangol, number 1 DI, 2 Geo 3, Angela 4, and NF 5. 5 players have reached an answer streak of 25. Wow.
Wow!
Excellent work.
Excellent.
Moving on to the next one. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I don't even know the answer to this. Let's see. All right, so 77 people got this wrong and 85 people got this right. I actually didn't know the answer to this, but now I know what I don't know.
Now you know what you don't know.
It's 12 to 17% for the 77 people that got this wrong. Now you know what you don't know. All right, we still have a static top 5.
Static top 5.
DP is back with an answer streak of 3, and Fabricio is now telling us the right answers. This dude has been practicing with us since the beginning, and I've seen his improvement. He has been scoring higher and higher scores. He actually came to the free guided tour, and that's where I met him for the first time. So round of applause to you, man. Next one. Brand new question as well. Uh-oh. Okay. Another weak spot. Sorry, guys. Don't feel bad if you're not doing well, okay? This is just to figure out what your weak spots are. You go back and cover them, do the work, come back and test yourself, go back, practice, come back, test. It's an iterative process. Of course, it would have been nice if you had started when we started in February, but you still have 28 days, and that's enough time, okay? So how many people got this wrong? 93. Damn. Okay. What's the exact number? I can't remember, but it's in the book. Check the book. Okay, so Geo is now at number 1, Angela 2, Dango fell to 3, Neff 4, and Tao Ting. I don't know how to say this name. This guy, I don't know if it's a guy. I think it's a dude, right? Are you a dude? This dude, overtook, I don't know, he just came from nowhere, man. And boom, he was at number 1, but it didn't last though. Maya took his spot back. Shayna is back with an answer streak of 3. She's on fire.
She's on fire.
All right. I think, is everyone in this top 5 in the goal league? I don't know, but round of applause to you guys. Next one. All right, 1917, the Danish West Indian Islands was sold to the USA. We've got 56 people got that wrong. Fix it. That is also an FAQ. DI is back. This was the combo breaker. Sorry, guys. Okay, so in the 1980s, the parliament decided that Denmark will not be arming themselves with nuclear warheads. Someone said the exact date was 84, but I don't know. Check the book, it'll tell you. Many people got this wrong. 49. This is a weak spot. Please get it right next time.
Now you know what you don't know.
Static top 5.
Static top 5.
DRN is back in the game with 3 in a row. Next one. All right, so if the king's name is Frederick, his first son's name will be Christian. And if the king's name is Christian, his first son's name will be Frederick. 7 people got this wrong. This is kind of frequently asked, so please get it right next time.
Now you know what you don't know.
All right. Angela, 34 correct answers in a row.
Perfect score.
Low and steady wins the race for Angela. Round of applause to you. You've seen this before. Wow, almost 100%. Only 5 people got this wrong. Well, if you got this wrong now, you know that only members of the church pay the church tax. That's an FAQ, so please get it right next time. 55 players just hit an answer streak of 4. We are getting to the current affairs. Actually, this is current affairs. All right, this is current affairs. This is the theme of this is an anniversary that is a multiple of 10. So the Aris Museum in Aarhus celebrated its 20th anniversary on the 6th and 7th of April. All right. Moving on to the next one. Do I think this is going to show up? Probably not. But it fits the theme, so it's here. Next one. DI is back, going up. David is making a comeback with 3 in a row.
Oh my! He's on fire!
Next one. Political parties and their leaders. Okay, so for the people that are here for the first time, you can practice on the website. There is a specific quiz for this, and you can find it on the current affairs, political parties and their leaders. Okay, so use that and practice if you got this wrong. Also, it will show up on your profile as well. 44 people got it wrong. Morten Messerschmidt is the leader of Dansk Folkeparti. Next one. All right, so Geo is number 1. We are past the halfway point, and Geo has a perfect score because there were 3 slides that were not questioned. So this is the only, well, this is the first explosion we have tonight. Well done, man. Wow. And this is not a particularly easy mock test. They're doing a great job. So we have Geo Dangal right behind him. DI, 1, 2, 3. Angela and Nair. Next one. All right, here's the Vice Prime Minister and the Defense Minister. Okay, so how many people got this wrong? 24, not too bad. The theme of this is the government. The government is made up of the Prime Minister and his or her ministers. Troels Lund Poulsen is coincidentally also the leader of Venstre. All right, moving on. Static top 5.
Static top 5.
3 players hit an answer streak of 4.
Excellent.
Let's see how you guys do on this. All right, this is a weak spot. I don't even know how to say her name. Rika Seveka. She's deciding to stop her career because she has some kind of heart condition. And this goes under Danish excellence on the world stage. She plays for the female Danish national team. And usually when when a prominent sports person has some kind of issue or is retiring or has come back, it shows up in the test under current affairs. However, do I think this particular one is going to show up? No, I think there's been way more important occurrences or events that have happened in the last 6 months. All right. Let's see how that top 5 is doing. All right, so Dangal is back at number 1. 8 players have reached an answer streak of 3.
Great job.
Next one. This is the last current affairs. Some of you were talking about this today. Let's see if you remember. So a political majority has agreed to implement full gender equality in conscription. So military service, mandatory military service. And however, it won't go into force until after the general election in 2026. I think this has a high probability of showing up because this is about gender equality, especially on something like mandatory military service. So, but could be wrong. But if it shows up, we've seen it before. All right. Okay, so that was a weak spot for some people. Tough round. 4 players lost their answer streak of 3. Sorry, guys. All right, we're moving on to last 5 questions, Danish values. Remember, if you fail 2, you fail the whole test. If you know the theme of this, write it in the chat. Yes, so this is child protection. So in Denmark, children have rights, and one of the things you cannot force a child to do is get married underage. Okay. And by children, we mean anyone under the age of 18. Okay, so 15 people got this wrong. There will be a session that focuses on your ability to detect the theme of the question. So get ready for that, okay? Might be the next one, might be the one after that. Helga is making a comeback with 3 in a row.
Excellent.
We've got 4 questions to go. All right. So the theme of this is women's rights, also liberalism. So Denmark is a liberal country, and abortion was legalized in 1973. What else is there to say about this? Not much else. 32 people got this wrong. Moving on to the next one. All right, Dangle, Ned, Duke, Angela, and DP. Someone's phone died. Sorry about that, man. You could just watch. DH is the highest climber, up 7 places.
Great job.
3 questions to go, and we're done for tonight. All right. So can you go, can you be charged basically if you misuse public funds for personal gain? And the answer is, of course, yes. You will be thrown in jail if you get caught, and there have been several instances of that. The theme of this is corruption. Got 2 more questions. Static top 5.
Static top 5.
Fabricio is making a comeback with 3 in a row.
Oh my! He's on fire!
Next one. I hope we get an explosion on this. Oh man. Oh man, that was super close. Of course, it's not allowed to hit your spouse. So the theme for this is domestic violence. All right, we've got the last one. 2 people got that wrong, so please get it right next time. Last question. Dangol is still number 1. All right, so what is the theme, if you guys remember? Exactly. Right. Contrast with religious tradition. All right, 3 people got this wrong. Remember, if you get 2 questions wrong, you fail the whole test. So please pay close attention to this. We like I said, we will have a session where I will be testing your ability to pinpoint the theme of the questions, not so much getting the right answer, because actually that's the task. When you go and look at those questions, you're trying to figure out what is this question about. Once you figure that out, it'll lead you to the right answer. It's either yes or no. All right. Podium. We have Duk at number 3. Nair at number 2, and Dangol, I think, at number 1. Dangol, congratulations, man. Your hard work paid off. Angela 4 and DP 5.
NearlyDanish.com.